Okay, I think it's up. We good? Will, go
I don't know.
quick, look!
I just typed all caps in the freaking chat as soon as you can. Okay.
Did you? I don't see anything. Alright. Welcome everybody to another episode of Select Start. I'm JT.
I'm Will.
And joining us today is Maker, or Timaker, I guess I should say, from twitch.tv/Timaker. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
It's
man.
very nice to have you, Maker.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Before I get started, just for those that might be here right now that aren't too familiar, what exactly is it that you do on Twitch TV, Maker? Like what?
I'll just say I'm a dedicated Guild Wars 2 streamer. Occasionally I will play other games like StarCraft, but for the most part I just a dedicated Guild Wars streamer, and I like to kind of consider myself somewhat of an ambassador for new players, teaching them whether or not the game may be for them or not.
Nice.
I would pretty much agree with how you summed yourself up, Maker. Like, I've been in your stream for a while, and I did notice a lot of new players coming into Guild Wars 2 that go to your stream. You end up sort of nudging them in the right direction. You also have that how to make gold in the auction house guide, which is pretty helpful. I still don't know how to use it.
Yeah, I have to look at that because I'm very curious. All of us actually at Select Start, me, Will, Amber, Evil Homer, like we've all invested a lot of time in Guild Wars too. We're definitely big Guild Wars fans. I think Will and I are the only ones that have been off the team that have actually been playing since the first one, though, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Guild Wars 2 is awesome. I love that game. All right, so let's see. We've got a bunch of articles and stuff here today.
Oh my God, we're organized.
We are. You know what, man? We've been doing good on the organization. I think.
Yeah, we've been doing good for the live shows, but we're rarely this organized. It's like, okay, we know what we're going to talk about first, we know what we're going to lead up to, and we know what we're probably going to finish with. It's like, a plan.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to start, since we're talking about MMOs, just right out the bat there. This isn't an MMO, but it does have a feature that we have started to see in some of them. I know the White Wolf company, the ones that do the tabletops, they're coming out with an MMO that's going to have this. Games like Dungeon Crawlers have this particular element, and that's permadeath. The game, known as Dead Space, they're going to be coming out with Dead Space 3 soon. I can't remember the date off the top of my head. It is soon, though. They're going to have a hardcore mode, and it's not just like the hardest difficulty. It's not only is it that, but it's got permadeath in it, which I think is pretty interesting because doesn't that kind of have like a different effect because it's a console game? I don't ever remember there being a leveling system for Dead Space, and if I'm correct, this is more focused for the multiplayer mode to have permadeath.
Well, permadeath in like certain games has become a big thing. Like Maker knows personally that permadeath is painful, especially given his Diablo 3 playthrough on his monk, right, Maker?
Indeed. I am all familiar with it.
Yeah, I actually went and watched the video a little bit ago to see the monk death, Arcane Sentry. Yeah. But
Yeah, got me.
Permadeath in games is something that seems to be coming through a little bit more. Like, it's always been in, sort of the top-down games like Diablo and like Torchlight, the hardcore mode.
Mm-hmm.
But games that you don't really see it in are shooters or sort of action games. I say action games because the sort of top-down perspective for games can be classified as action, but we all consider them top-down. I mean, action games like Dead Space or another shooter. If you have permadeath in that, that's kind of strange.
Yeah.
But permadeath has been, pulled off before in different genres, like playing the Devil May Cry series. One hit, you're dead.
Yeah,
and
but
you need to start the whole level over again.
That's not
really permadeath, but
Yeah, I do.
I was gonna say maybe they're trying to go to a different route on this instead of one hit you're dead and that's it. Maybe that one hit is several hits and that the fight is actually much more lengthened. Maybe they wanted to go a different route on it.
Yeah, yeah, I see where you're getting at. Like,
Mm.
it's just permadeath being put into a completely different genre than what we're used to. It seems to be strange because there's multiple ways people can go about it, and permadeath can be a really finicky thing. Like a new MMO that just came out by SOE, Wizardry Online, it
Oh,
has
yes.
permadeath and
Yes.
PvP, open world PvP.
Yeah, I was going to say open
Yeah.
world PvP. So that's like Grief Central right there. Or I would
Yeah.
hope not, but it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
It says in the article that hardcore mode, which is going to give the players one life for the entire campaign, only offers 3 saves, but the outcome is the reward of an immensely powerful weapon. Um, and I guess, oh, okay, yeah, it says here, just like in Torchlight 2, they're going to have New Game Plus mode. So I'm guessing, it doesn't say, but I'm guessing this weapon they'll be able to carry over into that maybe, which would be helpful. It says in classic New Game Plus mode, as well as pure survival mode, where everything in the game has to be crafted, enemies will only drop resources, and there's no ammo, health, or weapon parts to be found. So that's like intense. Like, I mean, New Game Plus, like that, what we're used to, like Will and I, we just started on our Torchlight weekly Torchlight 2. We started New Game Plus. Everything's just a little harder to kill.
Yeah. Getting one shot by big giant trolls twice in a row, 3 times in a row, considering that one boss one we got killed me twice.
Yeah, the cave troll. Those
Yeah.
fuckers hit hard. I mean, well, they hit you hard. I really don't feel anything.
JT just stands there, and I'm like sitting there. I'm like, pew 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 pew, pew dead.
Well, I don't even notice it either. Like, I see him lift his hammer, and I'm like, okay. I was like, this is gonna hurt, and then nothing happens. I just keep hitting him, and then all of a sudden I hear, I'm dead. And it's like, oh, there's a Kiro corpse behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very good on surviving.
Yeah, I don't know if I am glutton for punishment. This whole permadeath thing. I mean, even previous to reading this article, I've been interested in playing a hardcore mode. So I actually think sometime today I'm going to start up a Torchlight 2 hardcore. I know Will and I have a co-op one that we broadcast every once in a great while, but we've only done it like once or twice. So
Yeah.
it
It is interesting that they're putting a permadeath thing into Dead Space. Like, I haven't played Dead Space 2 yet. I haven't demoed Dead Space 3. I only really played Dead Space 1 for a little bit, and it scared the ever-loving bejesus out of me. I had to stop playing. I'm sorry, but it's whenever I got my first Turtle Beach headset for the Xbox, I put it on, I'm like, oh, this is great, this is really atmospheric, and then all I hear is I'm like, nope, fuck it.
That's surround
me.
sound.
Done.
Hey, it's not like it's amnesia or anything.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, I still don't have an exact date. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. February 5th, Dead Space 3 releases. Oh,
That's only 5 days away.
That is only 5 days. Wow, it is only 5 days away. Jesus, where did January go? Oh, damn it. You know what, Will? I did it again. I had a picture for that, and I didn't use it.
See, we normally put these little pictures up on, the stream so people know what we're talking about, and the past few times when we went over certain topics, JT's just like, oh, god damn it.
I need like a little interface off to the side that's got little buttons on it that I can push instead of this little thing down at the bottom that I gotta scroll through to find it.
Yeah. Anyway, since Dead Space 3 is over, put up the next picture.
Yeah, I gotta find it. No order. All right, let's see. Dead Space away. Okay, this next one. All right, hey Maker, do you use Steam?
Not regularly, no.
Okay, yeah, I know Guild Wars isn't something that they offer on stream, and I don't know about StarCraft. Probably not because it's a Blizzard thing. I don't think any Blizzard things are on Steam. All right, well, Will and I are big on Steam with the Steam community and stuff. One thing, I don't know if you've heard about it or not, but that they've been tossing around for a while now is, first it was rumors, and now I think it's pretty much official that they're going to be coming out with a console, which basically, from what I gather, it's just the Steam program on a console with a nice hard drive that you hook up to your TV in your room or in your living room, whatever. Which is pretty cool. And I believe that's a prototype. What I have a picture up of it because Piston is the code
That
name
is
or whatever.
awesome looking.
Isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, it is pretty sweet.
So, and if I remember correctly, it's going to be a moddable system. Like you'll be able to add to it and things like that. It reminds me of the Ouya.
I was about to say, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, a hackable, moddable. Well, I don't know about hackable, but because then
It's
you'd
going to
be
be hackable. What does Ouya run on? Again?
the Android engine.
Yes, Android.
Yeah. All right. Well, in the article it says, according to Valve co-founder Gabe Newell, Microsoft and Sony's next-gen consoles aren't the biggest threat to the company's forthcoming Steambox platform. Oh, Steambox. Okay, that's what it's going to be called. Apple is, as in Apple computers. I'm going to stop right there and just be like, say, why would they have problems with this? You can't play anything on a Mac. Come
and he
on.
goes for it.
I can't ignore that. Like, seriously, if someone's like, I play on an Apple, it's like, you play WoW on an Apple? It's like, I don't know what else there is. Like, if you go to an Apple store and, like, software section, game section's like 3 columns, software is like 20.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble grasping this. There must be more than I'm aware of.
But Apple hasn't really been out there for the game things. The only thing that Apple's really good at for gaming is the App Store on their iPods, Angry Birds, and stuff like that. It's like little mini games. So if they ever did make a a console, it probably wouldn't have sort of groundbreaking games.
Well, think about it. I mean, they might as well, meaning Apple, be setting up for it. Every new thing they come out with, like, spreads like a disease through the house. I mean, Apple TV, the iPad syncs up to your computer or your iPhone. I'm pretty sure, with most PCs, or you can hook the PC up to a TV or whatever, but they're slowly, like, spreading out. And I think the fear is there in the fact that, what's the next step? You've got Apple TV, you've got a computer, you've got phones, you've got tablets. I mean, what's next? It could be a console if they're actually serious about getting into, gaming with their PCs. Like I said, maybe there's something I'm missing here, but as I've always known, there's not much to play on an Apple, which is also odd because I'm pretty sure I know that a lot of the design industry and a lot of like CG animation is done, like industry standard is Mac, is Apple. I'm not to say that you can't do that stuff on PC, because I know you can, but that's kind of what they're known for. You'd think they'd be able to, with all that power, they'd encourage, like, maybe lower the prices a little bit so more people buy the systems, and then just be like, make games, the engine's there, the software's there, hardware, whatever. I don't know. I find it odd that Apple never did, but since they never did, I don't know why Steam is worried about Apple.
I think Steam's just worried about Apple because Steam is a big industry that caters to gamers. And Apple is a big industry that caters to people who are, sort of more creative. And the thing is, gamers and creativity, a lot of the time you do see that those two things go hand in hand, because a lot of gamers are very interested in sort of the art and media side of things. And a lot of people who like art and media like the sort of ideas behind games art style. So
Right.
I think they're more worried about if Apple brings something out, the gamers from Steam might go to that because it might have more media possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. They'd probably have a lot more advertisement. They probably could dominate. But I mean, that is a good point. But that's also the same thing that could be said for Sony and Microsoft. And Steam's just like, they're not what we're worried about. Although, again, even though it's both gaming, they can be considered different markets. I mean, a console gamer isn't a PC gamer. I mean, you could have both, but you're gonna weigh heavier in one of them, is my point. But I don't know. Interesting though. I had the picture up for that one. Now I'm gonna put the picture up for the next one. Okay.
See what I mean, Maker? He sucks at this.
He's got it.
Thank you, Maker.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next, we mentioned February 5th is when Dead Space 3 releases. Right alongside that, February 5th is when Terra Online is going free to play. There's a lot going on in the world of MMOs when it comes to free to play. It seems every couple of months a new one free to play. Before this one, we had Secret World. Before that, Guild Wars, well, probably earlier than that, Guild Wars 2 came out, and that's a free to play game. World of Warcraft a while back, they did, what is it, Will? The first 20 levels are free to play?
RuneScape, man.
Oh yeah, RuneScape has been freaking free to play since
Since
Dawn
day
of
one.
time, yo.
Yeah.
since dawn of time, pretty much. RuneScape Classic.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, geez, browser top-down view.
Yeah, the old, old RuneScape. Think Minecraft, but blurrier.
That's a pretty good way to put it.
Minecraft, but blurrier.
Yep.
But RuneScape now, one of my friends still plays RuneScape. My best friend Johnny.
Oh, that's right. You
And
told me that.
It's actually got a lot better. Like, it's a lot more graphically pleasing. I can speak. Okay. It's a lot more graphically pleasing. The gameplay's changed, and it is still a free-to-play game with the option of, subscription.
Oh,
That said, if you
okay.
don't subscribe, you lose about 75% of the game.
Oh, Old Republic was the other one I was going to mention going free to play.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
There you go.
I mean, honestly, it's fitting that you're on today's Showmaker because honestly, I think this is strictly my opinion. I haven't read anything that says this. I really think Guild Wars 2 has set the mark for a good free-to-play game. I mean, yes, you have to
Absolutely.
purchase it, but past that, it's all microtransactions. And on top of that, those microtransactions just make your character prettier, or they make it so you gain XP a little quicker. And they've done it so it doesn't break anything. So the guy with the most money isn't number one in the world in PvP or whatever. Like, I think they're the reason games like Old Republic and Terra and Secret World have just shut down demanding subscriptions and said, you can pay if you
Absolutely.
want.
Mm-hmm. I would say so, yeah. I would agree.
Yeah, like, Maker, have you yourself, pumped any real-life money into the gem store, or have you just done it through trading gold for gems?
Gold 100%.
See,
Oh
that-
my
that-
God.
$60. That is it.
That's impressive, because I've pumped in a good at least $100.
Well, Maker is the guy who does have the gold-making guide.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah. Jeez, that is awesome. But seriously, like Terra is going February 5th. Honestly, I'm a little surprised that Terra didn't go sooner to free to play. I would have thought they would have gone before Old Republic, but then again, EA is in charge of Old Republic, and we know how that goes. So. But let's see what it says here for Terra going free to play. And Mass Entertainment's massively multiplayer online role-playing game Terra will be free to play when it relaunches at Terra Rising February 5th. It was previously the free-to-play switch was scheduled to take place sometime in February. The new version of the game will not require a subscription fee, and new players will not face any content restrictions or a level cap. See, that's good. I mean, it doesn't say anything about like a cash shop. It might somewhere in here, and I just missed it. But it's like this is a bad example of a free-to-play game, and every time we talk about this game, it kills me to speak negatively because I enjoyed it so much when it first started. But Old Republic, that's the wrong way to do free-to-play. You can't enjoy anything without putting weekly amounts of money into that game.
It is really bad, but,
You- 3 dungeons a week? 3, I think it's 1 raid a week. I don't even think it's 3. 3,
one raid a week. You can only do one, and there's about 5 of them.
yeah.
You can only do 3 battlegrounds every week, and you can only do 3 flashpoints.
Or
so you can
war
only do
zones,
3 PvP
war
matches
zones.
and 3, 3 battlegrounds. I'm just using a general term. 3 PvP matches, 3 PvE scenarios, and 1 raid, and that's it.
A week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a week. And if you want to equip the gear that you get from the raids, you need to buy a license to, equip that gear.
Yeah, and
Wow.
and there's no telling how long that license lasts. It might be permanent, but I've just with how they modeled everything else, I highly doubt it.
Mm.
Um, More info here. It says past and current Terra subscribers will be awarded permanent founder status, which carries numerous exclusive privileges. Those who pay $15 a month for elite status will be granted extra dungeon rewards, 10 bonus quests per day, a daily delivery of items and boosts, an elite mount, in-game store discounts, and waived brokerage registration taxes. Okay, so basically, if you don't pay, you play the game and you're good. But if you pay $15, you get treated like a king. Like that's like, come on, I have some candy.
I'm I'm gonna try out Terra again whenever it goes free to play. Like I only played it a little bit. I played the sort of free trial thing. Maker, you said just before we started you'd played Terra.
Yeah. Yeah, I played the trial weekends as well.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
It was enjoyable, but not to the point where I would pay for it. If it was free to play, I probably would have, played it on launch.
Yeah.
There are a fair amount of games that are like that. It's like oh, this is pretty fun, but
not
it's so not
$15 a
worth
month fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I on the other hand was not a fan at all. After playing a couple days, I just kind of put it away. Like I didn't like the combat, and the combat was okay. I think the main thing that turned me off immediately was the quests, which isn't like 90% of what you're doing. I mean, aside from the fact that I'm a role player, like I didn't even look into the role play opportunities that may have been there, if they are, but every quest I picked up was kill 5 of this, go collect 10 of this, kill this creature. I mean, sure, it's okay to have some of those, but not every single one. I don't want to feel like I'm grinding through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a bit of a downside, the fact that Terra is quite grindy on its missions. It's a fun game. It's a very graphically pleasing game. It's really nice looking. I don't like the armor, though, because the armor's way too revealing.
Battle thongs are totally legit. Come on.
Damn right. Except, minus 50 to penetration protection.
Oh, no. That was wrong. I
think Red's going to crack up at that one.
Yeah, so on the 5th, Terra, what did I say it's called? Jesus, I forgot. Terra Rising.
Terra Rising.
Thank you. Yeah, February 5th. And this is the latest MMO that's dropping its subscription fee following Lord of the Rings Online, Age of Conan, EverQuest 2.
Anarchy Online.
Anarchy Online. Did that go free to play? I thought it just died.
No, Anarchy went free.
Oh.
Yeah, it went free, but it still offers a subscription. Last I heard, we were still waiting on a giant graphics engine update that we've been eternally waiting on, which we may never see. Which it may die, who knows?
Yeah, a lot of people were big fans of Anarchy Online. I don't think I
really
ever played it.
Yeah, I didn't.
There was a big following for that.
Yeah, I love that game. It was awesome.
Yeah. I hear about it all the time because I was playing Secret World for a while, which is a Funcom game just like Anarchy Online, and lately I've slowed down a bit, but every time I go to the Secret World thing and I go to log in, Anarchy Online is right there, and I always look at it and I'm like, like I want to look, but I don't.
You haven't tried it before?
No, I've never tried it.
Oh man.
Well, like, what's the pull? Like, what's the big thing about it?
It's a futuristic MMO. We don't have too many of those.
No.
A lot of them are based in ancient or dragon or olden times, really.
Yeah.
This is based in the future. It's a modern MMO on the fact of the way the game and the mechanics go. There's like flying mounts. There's like your guild gets a city and it can get raided by alien spaceships. It was a lot of fun. It was just an enjoyable MMORPG.
That sounds interesting. Funcom really seems to have some awesome ideas. They just need to follow through and continue to go, because that seems to be where they drop off. Like, launch is good, they've got all these great ideas, and then something happens. Luckily with Secret World, even though they've gone free to play, it seems like they're all right. Even but still, again, they need to keep going instead of just letting it boil or whatever.
Oh yeah, like a lot of the things that have went free to play sort of went a wee bit wonky. Champions Online is still doing okay. Star Wars is free to play is terrible.
All right, let's be honest here. Champions Online went free to play and everybody cringed, and for good reason. I mean,
yeah, everybody did cringe, but it's okay. It's not too bad.
It's doing good now that it's ironed out. I remember the first thing that everyone in our guild said was, "Here come the griefers. Here come the trolls." Because back when Champions became free to play, all that I remember being free to play was Guild Wars, the first Guild Wars. I think Champions was one of the first to go from subscription to free to play, which is ironic since I did a lifetime sub on that one.
No. EverQuest went pay to play to free to play before Champions, I think.
Pay to play, free to play?
Yeah.
Say that 10 times fast.
Pay to play, free to play.
No, don't.
Fuck
It's
you.
okay. Let's see. We mentioned EA because I always tend to mention how much I dislike them and what they've done to Old Republic and multiple other gaming companies and such. They are actually, their earnings are down. The reported earnings for the third quarter of its 2013 fiscal year was $922 million, down from $1.061 billion from last year. That's a pretty big difference. 321 million of it was digital revenue, so I'm guessing that means EA Origins. Its big highlights were FIFA 13, which I don't ever think FIFA is going to do bad. I mean, I'm not a soccer fan. I'm not even a sports game fan.
Football, goddammit, it's not soccer. Fucking Americans.
You know what I mean? I like hockey. Hockey's fun to play, but it only lasts a little bit on me. But FIFA is just one of those sports games I don't think's ever going to die because the whole world... Yeah, the entire world, whereas hockey and American football, it's America likes this. Everyone else could care less. So, of course, FIFA 13 did good. Battlefield 3 was another thing they marked as a highlight. And The Simpsons tapped out. I've never even heard of that, but apparently it was the top grossing iOS game for the quarter. It earned $23 million in sales. That must be a really good game for an iOS. I mean, holy crap. But The Simpsons are awesome. But their big thumbs down, like the thing that they've said totally screwed them was Medal of Honor Warfighter. That was like the overall decline. I'm trying to see if it says how much in here it made. I'm going to say not a lot. I'm not surprised. I mean, you've got your... I'm going to say you have your Medal of Honor following when honestly, I personally have never heard of much of a Medal of Honor following. It's always been Call of Duty. But I guess... so many people pre-order. The pre-order numbers are going to be low. But then on top of that next day, people are like, well, I'll wait and see what the rating is. I don't think they got even a half-decent rating. Like, I heard they got like 4 out of 10s for Warfighter. Like, I heard it was pretty god-awful. Like, what did you hear, Will?
I watched a few people play it. Like, I watched Scenoners do videos. I watched other people do videos. And honestly, it looked pretty nice. I thought it looked really good. Yeah. And then I looked at, reviews by other companies. And I was just like... Oh, that's kind of sad. Yeah, visually, it looks gorgeous. Like some of the best. What was it? That was the what is the name of that engine? It's DICE does it, I think. I can't remember, but it was the Frostbite engine. Frostbite, thank you. Yes, Frostbite. That's the best we've seen thus far, and it just screwed itself. Hold on. I totally am still not talking about Terra. Nobody saw that. Oh, God damn it. But with that in mind, the Medal of Honor Warfighter, the Medal of Honor
series has been taken out of rotation due to all of this. Um, and this is all due to their fiscal 2013 fiscal year crap. COO Peter Moore of EA explained that the series encountered poor commercial and critical reception, leading to the decision. Quote, "We are taking Medal of Honor out of rotation." And he also stated that it was an obvious miss. I really don't. I mean, okay, obviously there are going to be games that some people like and some people don't. But judging by how nice this game looked and the fact that it's a long-running series, I don't know how you could make this big of a miss. I mean, look, you can imagine how much money it costs to make that game with the graphics and everything.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm sort of sad the fact that the game didn't work, because I wanted to play it. I wanted to try it. I was actually going to buy it just because I could what do you call it? Just so I could, try out the beta and make my own opinion.
Yeah.
But the more I looked at it, the worse it just seemed to be of an idea. So I decided not to.
The more I looked at it, the more I just know. Have you ever been like a big shooter player maker?
Yeah, I played quite a bit of Battlefield 3. And I played even more Unreal Tournament 2004.
Really?
That was like my first competitive game. Yeah, I got very serious into it.
Yeah, the Unreal Tournament games I've always enjoyed. Those were always good for like LAN parties at school. Those were easy setups.
I remember in my high school, during lunch break, we had this one teacher who opened up one of the computer classrooms. He put Unreal Tournament 2004 on all of the PCs, charged £1 for people to come in, and the money went to, charity, or depending on what we needed, new computers for the school. We went in, big LAN, Unreal Tournament 2004. Every lunchtime. It was
every lunchtime. It wasn't just like a one-time deal?
No, every lunchtime.
Well, can't say the school didn't encourage you to, have bad habits or anything. That's awesome. That must have raked in a lot of cash too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even if it was just £1 a person, especially if you're doing it every day.
Yeah, there was about 20 computers.
Nice.
Ish.
That is crazy.
It was good fun.
And in mention of Battlefield, actually, they're going to be coming out with a Battlefield 4. I believe it's this year. That's what the announcement is. It's I don't know. When they announced things for 2013, meaning EA, they mentioned that. Like that coming next year. Okay, so maybe it's next year. Battlefield 4 is going to come out. I'm sorry, I completely misread that. EA previously had advertised the Battlefield 4 beta as a pre-order promotion for Medal of Honor Warfighter. Oh, I don't think they're going to have many people in that beta. Sorry. That's not
That was the main reason I would have got Warfighter beta.
Yeah, it's always good to be in the beta. You get all the fresh things early, like Elder Scrolls Online. I really hope that we get in on beta for that. That's going to be pretty awesome. Are you going to be trying out Elder Scrolls Maker?
You know what? I didn't sign up for beta. I've never really been a big Skyrim or Elder Scrolls fan at all, so I'm not really too stoked about it. I will say I saw the video for it, and it looks promising, but I'll take other people's word for it.
You'll wait and see what the word is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it does look like a good game.
Yeah, it's 3 factions. Pretty much all the races from Skyrim except for the Imperials, right? Is that what we figured out? Was everyone but the Imperials? It looks pretty legit. I mean, we signed up for the beta to get in on that. They've not mentioned we were talking about MMOs earlier. They have not yet mentioned if they're going to be a free-to-play or subscription game. So, I have a feeling that they're going to be a sub. Yeah. Due to the immensity of the title, the franchise itself, I would imagine it probably is as well. But with all these MMOs going free to play, I don't think it'll last. I don't care if it is Elder Scrolls, especially if you got a lot of console gamers coming over to try it out on PC. Console gamers, I don't really think they're going to want to do subs for too long.
Yeah, see, I'm going to play the Elder Scrolls game. Like, the Elder Scrolls MMO is using the Elder Scrolls typical fighting style, click the attack.
Oh, yeah, that is how it is?
Yeah, it's going to be, left click does a normal attack, right click blocks, typical sort of movement. That's going to play out interestingly. Like, to me, I think it's going to play out like
Chivalry.
A slower... No, well, kinda. I think it's going to play out like a slower-paced version of Forge.
Very much slower paced version of Forge, because Forge is like clusterfuck. Blah, I don't even know. It is a clusterfuck. Oh, free to play MMOs, by the way. Defiance, February 12th. Is it? Yeah, February. Oh no, not February 12th. Is it?
No.
No. That's another game. It's April.
2nd
Sorry.
of April.
2nd of April. I got one number right. I'm sorry. February 12th is Aliens Colonial Marines. Sorry, I'm getting my dates mixed up. I apologize. Defiance is releasing April 2nd, which it will go right alongside its sci-fi TV show by the same name, which looks more and more interesting the more I look into
I'm
it.
excited for Defiance.
That's another game with an interesting combat.
They're doing
Well, you're breaking up.
I was talking and then you just started going, so I paused to let you finish.
Oh, it sounded like your audio was messing up.
Oh, but Defiance is another game I'm kind of interested in. It's also pretty cool. The fact they're doing a game linked with a TV show is going to be interesting. Since Defiance was in, closed beta and you're not allowed to talk too much about it, it's a fun game. That's it.
That's all. That's all you get. Fun game.
It's fun. It's different.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see.
Go sign up for beta.
I already did. I'm curious to see just how much the TV show will affect the game, or vice versa. However they plan on making the big changes. As far as I know, this is something that's never been done before. Have you looked into this Defiance at all, Maker?
I don't know.
No.
I think I heard of it, but I don't think I looked into it.
Yeah, it's
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, Defiance is an MMO that's being made by Trion Worlds, which are the same guys that made Rift. And speaking of Rift, it's really funny. Every time I mention that game to someone, they go, "Didn't that game flop?" When it didn't. Like, it's good. It's a subscription. It's still a subscription game. It hasn't gone free. Yeah. It's
still really good. It's not free to play. It's still got a sub. It has an expansion, and there's still a dedicated group of players.
A big expansion. Like, they tripled the size of the world, didn't they? It's like 3 times the size it was before.
I'm not sure.
They added a fuck ton of content. Yeah. So the Rift story is really interesting. So see, I didn't forget. Oh, and I had a picture for it. I didn't forget Defiance. Why are you shaking your head? I see you over there.
Watch the show, play the game, change the world. So it revolves around a television show then?
Yes. Defiance is actually the show takes place in 2046, and Defiance is what used to be St. Louis. Like, it was called St. Louis, now they call it Defiance. And I've looked through like the TV show website, and I've looked on the game website, and I think there's 2 different alien races and humans. So,
I think there's two main races, including human, but there's multiple other races. Like, there's mutants in it.
Oh.
Sort of like cyborgs, I think.
Okay. Well, maybe the other alien race that I had seen is just going to be like a
was it
like
the
an
big
enemy.
White-skinned one?
Yes.
Mutant.
Really?
It's a mutant, so it is. Yeah,
Oh.
it's a mutant. They're the mutant brutes.
Oh.
You can actually read up.
Oh
about
no, I'm
them.
thinking like a scrawny guy. He looks like an albino, but he's got like blue eyes.
Yeah, mutants.
Ah, that's
All you
weird.
need to do is go to the Defiance website and have a look at the races in the game, and it shows you.
Oh, I guess I missed that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Splinter Cell Blacklist. This one's interesting. I mean, there could be a lot of opinions made about this. So the article is titled Splinter Cell Blacklist Torture Scene Removed. Basically, it is a player-controlled torture scene where, let's see, I'm going to read just how it is. A player-controlled torture scene from Splinter Cell Blacklist has been removed following a negative reaction to its brutality. Eurogamer reports today the scene in question is from an August demo in which Sam Fisher wrenches a knife into an enemy's clavicle with a button prompt emerging tasking players to twist the knife to obtain intelligence. At the end of the scene, players choose whether the enemy lives or dies.
Right, hold on. But before we go any further in this, if you haven't played Defiance and you plan on it, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler. So, like, you know, fingers in ears for like 2 minutes. In Defiance, there is a part where you need to get to a certain enemy. You get that enemy, you throw him into a interrogation chamber, and you shove a red-hot poker in his face. Okay? For the rest of the game, that dude has really bad facial scars. In Splinter Cell Conviction, now this is the previous Splinter Cell game, there was a area where you had to get someone who was in a bathroom, and you start smashing his face off sinks, into mirrors, bashing his head through doors, kicking doors into his head, and hitting him into the bloody, you know, electronic hand dryers. Why are you freaking out about a simple knife?
You have a very good point. And what I'm about to suggest could be countered with something else. I think where the issue is that you have to, like, grind the thumbsticks or something to get him to grind it into his clavicle. I think that's where the issue is. Where it's like virtual stabbing. I mean, that could be argued.
It's too lifelike.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is too lifelike. Look at all the gamers who, you know, play these games and aren't very, you know, socially aggravating. They're
No.
going to go out and knife people and start twisting the blade and be like, ah!
No clavicles are safe. This could be countered, though, with God of War 2. When you're fighting Apollo, you grab his head, and you are prompted to press both thumb sticks. You gouge his eyes out with your thumbs.
Full combat. Do button commands. If you're playing as Noob Saibot, or is it? No, it's Noob Saibot. If you're playing as him, one of his fatality is, you know, he makes two of them, grabs the person by the legs, and a spinning blade appears below them, and he lowers them onto the blade.
Oh.
I think, or he just rips them apart. Either or.
Either or. Yeah. Call of Duty. Which one was it where you go through the airport and you shoot up the innocent civilians?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Was it Modern Warfare 2? I think.
Yeah.
Okay, they removed this scene, which is mild compared to gouging someone's eyes out, smashing the shit out of someone in a public restroom. You know, mild compared to some of these other things. I think, if anything, they should have just put a disclaimer in the beginning like they did for Modern Warfare 2. You know, or you can make an option to remove it.
You don't need to shoot any of those civilians, but most people do. You know why most people do? It's a video game. You're trained to shoot things that live in video games.
I thought you had to. I thought there was I thought if you didn't, there was a part where they tell you if you don't start shooting people, I'm going to shoot you.
No. You can just go through the whole thing without shooting.
Oh.
You need to actually shoot the people. You can just shoot them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would not have shot them then. That's...
Yes. See, I just wandered through. The only people I shot were the people, you know, trying to shoot me in the face.
You were breaking up a lot all of a sudden.
And then later I shot everybody because why not? It's a game. I'm hardly going to go out and get, you know, a frickin' RPD, walk down the streets, go to the airport and be like rat tat 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 tat.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like I said, I can understand the point of you're doing something that makes it seem like you're you know, actually grinding into his clavicle. I can understand where it's like, oh, that's a lot. You know, I can understand that, but put in a disclaimer. put in a little option in the menu for that particular scene to remove it. You know, or fuck, really, if people are going to be that sensitive, just change it up. Don't remove it completely. I mean, seriously, there are other revenues to go. Instead, they were just like, fuck this, take it out.
Yeah, how about don't play the game?
Yeah, exactly. And if you're worried about your kid playing it, then you don't watch your kid close enough. Oh, they're going to go to the Thompsons and play it. Well, call them ahead of time and don't let your kid play it. That's the one thing that kills me. Between friggin' the press looking at video games for things like that shooting in the elementary school or Columbine or stuff like that, they always like, oh, well, video games are so violent. Fuck you! It really, it's accountability. That's what it's all about. Nobody has it.
It kills me whenever people blame media or, you know, any form of sort of creative media on people. It's like, oh, no, rock and roll, devil music, not allowed to listen to it, you're going to kill people. Like, no, I'm not. Like, oh, you're playing games where you're stabbing people, you're obviously going to become a knife criminal.
Yes, obviously. Or if you play Street Fighter, you're obviously going to beat the shit out of every funny-dressed person you come across.
Yes, I'm sorry, you know, I played World of Warcraft for about 4 years solid. You don't see me running outside going, huzzah!
Yeah.
Or trying to kill a dragon, because dragons don't exist.
Yeah.
Or you didn't play Diablo 2 for 2 years and start summoning demons or anything just because, you know, it has witchcraft in it.
Although that would be fun. Let's be honest. That would be awesome. I totally have a demon butler.
A demon butler?
Like,
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
RuneScape has demon butlers.
Does it? That's weird.
RuneScape has a player-owned housing, and you can get a demon butler.
All right.
Wow.
I mean, clearly, I will be the first to agree that video games are violent. Really, they are. They're pretty intense. Some things you might not even see on TV, although there's some things on TV you'd never see in a video game. But, you know.
Like sex.
Yeah, no. Grand Theft Auto, Leisure Suit Larry. There's others.
But it's not, you know, explicit.
It's not prawn.
Yeah.
Leisure Suit Larry was pretty risque sometimes. But, you know, like I said, it boils down to accountability and just watching your kids. Yeah, I agree. There are some people that will probably play a violent game and they might, repeat the things they see, like, you know, because they don't know any better. It might be children or something. But, again, that's why you watch your kids. That's why you are accountable for the things that you're responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could go on and on about that argument, but it's not going to change. People are still idiots. People will still blame other people other than themselves when things go wrong, so...
Yeah.
Fuck it! Remove the scene!
God damn it, we're getting annoyed defending it.
Anyway, alright, so normally, we're coming around to the end of the hour. Normally, around here, we have a website of the week, and we have a top 10 list. We have a website of the week, but instead of a top 10 this week, mainly because we couldn't come up with one, I'm going to...
People don't know we're inadequate.
Hey, it's the truth.
We're supposed to just lead in and go, but instead of doing a top 10, not instead because we couldn't think of anything.
I'm an honest person. Okay, and I'll do it over. Instead of having a top 10 this week, we have a Kickstarter page that we want to, I don't want to say advertise, but just tell people about, because I thought it was pretty cool. There, once upon a time, was supposed to be this movie directed by Tim Burton, starring Nicolas Cage, called Superman Lives. And I mean starring Nicolas Cage as in Nicolas Cage was supposed to be Superman, and I have a picture for the... Do I have a... Yeah, I do. I do have a picture for this.
Okay, there, because we still have the Blacklist picture up.
Yeah. No, you don't. Just a Superman picture. Shut up. You're not supposed to tell anybody. So,
No, I'm
Fancy.
okay with telling people you're incompetent.
all right. So, Superman Lives was this movie. It was supposed to come out. I think it was back in 2008, 2007, somewhere around there, and it never happened. They were ready to start shooting, and nothing. It was probably going to be one of the most unique and interesting Superman movies to ever exist because Tim Burton was directing
You know
it.
why it never got filmed? Because you just used the word shooting and something to do with the comic book in the same sentence. Fox News is going to go fucking nuts.
Yeah. Well, okay, so this movie was supposed to happen, and now this guy, John Schnepp, is making a documentary called The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened, a feature-length documentary, on this movie. It's The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened is a feature-length documentary about the unmade movie Superman Lives. This film, out of all the various attempts to make a Superman movie between 1987 and 2006, would have stood the test of time and become a bona fide cult classic nowadays. And this is, I guess he wrote this first person. I am not alone with my intense interest in knowing everything I can about this project, and so now I'm embarking on making a documentary that will cover everything ever made for this film, from interviewing as many people as I can who are involved to including actually recreating scenes from the script. If you just go to Kickstarter and you search for The Death of Superman Lives, it should be one of the very first things that pops up. He's pledged a goal of $98,000. He has 37 days left, and he's already made $49,150, which is intense. And if you just, I don't have pictures because I just couldn't get them, but he's got a video at the top of the screen or at the top of the page, and if you watch it, he shows all the crazy things. It's concept art and stuff that he's managed to get his hands on from the art directors and stuff like that for Superman Lives, and it looks pretty crazy. Brainiac was actually supposed to be the main villain, and it was like a head with mechanical spider legs. It was really weird. Of course, like most Kickstarter pages, they have rewards or gifts if you pledge certain amounts. Even if you just pledge as little as $5, you get a special thank you in the end credits. Oh wait, super thanks for no, that's the $15 I think actually. Yeah, it's the $15. I'm sorry, $5 you just get a desktop image. $25 or more. You get a digital download of the finished documentary. You also get your okay, with everything you get your name in the credits, but like $25 you get a digital download. $40 you get a signed Blu-ray DVD combo package, and everything else. $150 you get a limited edition 27 by 40 Superman Lives movie poster made only for this Kickstarter, as well as a limited edition movie poster for the documentary signed and numbered by John Schnepp. All the other stuff. It keeps going. I always like to go down to the very top one and just see how big it is. And the pledge is for $9,950 or more, which they only have 4 of these, and no one has backed it yet. It's the executive producer reward. You get credit as an executive producer on the movie. You get invited onto the set as they shoot the actual specially shot scenes, like the ones that he wants to recreate from that were supposed to be in the movie. You get to be an extra. You receive a crew jacket made specifically for you with your name and title. Yeah, that is awesome. As executive producer. You'll also receive 10 tickets to the world premiere and have dinner with John Schnepp before the screening, plus everything else. But they don't. You have to pay for like your flight, your hotel, and stuff like that. But honestly, if you're shelling $9,950 or more into this thing, I think you can afford a plane ticket. Mm-hmm. But it's awesome. Like it looks really interesting. I don't know. I'll be keeping an eye out for it. It's probably going to make it with 37 days to go, and they're more than half. Well, they're about halfway there, a little more maybe. That's going to be pretty awesome, I think. And that picture that I have up there, that is an S from the rainbow suit. Superman rainbow suit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like if you watch the video, you'll see they show the suit. They show Nicolas Cage in various Superman outfits. I think there's like two of
Nicolas
them.
Cage plays Superman?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is cool, man.
And I didn't know this when I was watching the video that he has on his Kickstarter. He mentions that Jack, what's his name, Nicolas Cage, he's such a big Superman fan. He named his son Kal-El. I didn't even know that. That's pretty hardcore.
Kal-El.
That's Superman's real name, like his Krypton name, or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
It is.
Awesome.
What, Will?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Now for our website of the week, which Will, you're a pretty big fan of this one. Do you want?
Yes.
Do you want to?
Oh yes.
Do you want to say what it is? Do you remember what it is?
Our website of the week is the Drunken Moogle.
.com.
Yes, .com. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Drunken Moogle is, the Drunken Moogle is a website where this guy, the Drunken Moogle himself, makes different video game-based cocktails or just alcoholic drinks in general.
Or mocktails. He's got some
Yeah, or
mocktails.
mocktails. He has some of those. But his website, he has a ton of different drinks there. They're sorted by game series, going from like Breath of Fire the whole way up to Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
And just the amount of different drinks he has is astonishing. Like, he also has drinking games, and I've said, whenever I get to America, I am printing out the Pokemon drinking game, and we're playing it.
And he has drinks for Pokemon too. Oh my God, he's got so many drinks, like pages of drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like one of the things I thought was kind of cool. That one of his he's got a set, like 2 drinks. It's Slow and Haste. It's a Final Fantasy set of drinks, and Slow is a cocktail, and Haste is a mocktail. And the Haste one sounds really good though. It's like orange and pineapple juice, Red Bull, and like a splash of grenadine. And it sounds awesome. But I like it's Haste. It's got Red Bull in it. I just liked it. I don't know. I remembered that one. He's got tons of drinks.
I do love the Drunken Moogle. Like, there are a ton of things I really want to make on that.
He's also got lots of glassware. Now, it's not glassware that he necessarily has made and sells, but it'll be other websites that make it. Like, there is I saw one, it was a Samus Aran glass from Metroid, and there was another website that sells it, but he shows it off on his site, which is pretty cool. Or he'll have shot glasses that have tetrahedral dice on them, like the 20-sided and the 10-sided and stuff. It was really neat.
That is cool.
So, thedrunkenmoogle.com. It's a pretty cool website. Go ahead and check that out. All right. Well, I think we're done. I think we're going to wrap it up here.
We're at our top 10 thing. We should ask Maker a few more things about its streaming.
Yeah. Yes. Please. Tell
Maker,
us.
there has been one thing I have really been wondering about since you started streaming. What is it that made you want to start streaming?
Because it combines everything I really feel like I can do well. Interact with people, playing games, and I feel I can somewhat entertain people. I'm not the funniest or the best actor, but I'm not afraid of embarrassing myself. So
That's important.
Oh yeah, that's important if you play scary games as well.
Yes. Yeah. And how long have you been streaming for?
I've been probably streaming for, I would say, around 4 or 5 months, but I've only been like dedicated and seriously streaming for maybe 3 months.
Nice. You got a lot more time under your belt than we do. Very, very nice, very nice. And once again, for anybody that is not familiar with Maker, his Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Tmaker with TEHMAKER. Do you have any other like sites that you're affiliated with that you want to put out there or anything like that?
I'll shout out to my brand new network that we just got established about a week ago called the Bearded Network. It's a Twitch team. So just give a shout out to them. Say check them out as well. So yeah, that's about it. But thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, hey man, any time. It was a lot of
Yeah.
fun, and that is
Yeah, it was
hilarious. The
definitely
Bearded
a pleasure
Network.
to have you.
Yes. As always, check out our Facebook, YouTube channels at facebook.com, youtube.com/selectstartcast, or just go to our website, select-start.com. Thank you again, Maker, so much for joining us. It was a blast.
Thank you.
And let's see. Will, are you doing any streaming today that people need to keep an eye out for?
Tonight I'm not doing anything, but soon, actually this Saturday, a friend of mine is coming over, and we're going to start doing a Fallout 3 series. Now, this is going to be uploaded to the Select Start YouTube page. You can find us by just looking for Select Start Cast. And every Saturday or Sunday, there should be a 30-minute long Fallout 3 episode. My friend is going to be co-commentating with me because he's played the game, he's good at the game, I suck at the game.
So it'll just be
you'll
fun to
probably
watch
hear
him be
yelling
mocked.
at
Yeah.
me. Yeah, I'm going to get yelled at a lot.
I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, so if you guys are interested in that, please go to our YouTube, follow us, and if you do enjoy the podcast, please throw a follow onto JT's channel here just by hitting the follow button above or below the video. And I myself also have a channel where I stream, which is twitch.tv/Kurokai. And there are people in chat who we do, promote as well, like Red Site, who's been typing away there. If you
Yes.
scroll down, his channel and my channel are both linked, as well as Evil Homers.
Yes, Evil Homer. I think we mentioned it earlier, but Evil Homer is one of our team members. He's the friendliest troll we know.
He's still a dick.
Yeah, he gets a lot of pleasure out of tormenting you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always on the end of the jokes whenever Homer's around.
Yeah, if you go to our YouTube, there's a video called Introducing Evil Homer, and you'll see why. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Thank you again, Maker, and thank you, everybody, for watching. We hope you had a good time, and we will see you next Wednesday for Torchlight 2 Wednesdays. See you
Yep.
guys.
Thanks for joining us, guys. See you around.